What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Video Game Nightcap. This is your weeknight destination for all things video game news, reviews, and gameplay. We have got a big show tonight. Today, was the PlayStation Showcase, and what we're going to do is we're going to dig in. We're going to look at almost, if not every game that came out and shown on the PlayStation Showcase, and we're going to talk about what they are, what we thought about them, and I want to know what your thoughts are. But before we get to that, you know what it is. Be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, so you can join us every weeknight and get into the conversation. I want to hear from you. Another way to hear from you is during the day. If you see something you want to, talk about or whatever, you can send your send the information to vgnightcap@gmail.com, or you can tweet at me at vgnightcap on Twitter. That one is probably the easier one. You can just tag me as you see it on Twitter, and I'll be sure to talk about it. But tonight, we got a lot of good stuff, right? We have the PlayStation Showcase. We've got a little bit of Halo, but we'll get into that. And I just want to make sure you guys knew where you could get me. And what I'm drinking tonight is the same old thing. I'm drinking the old Buffalo Trace and Coke. That's what we're drinking. It's smooth. It's nice. It's silky. Y'all know what that's about. But without further ado, let's get into our off the tops. Now, I won't lie to you, I didn't have the Halo on the ready, so I need to know the dates real quick because I was so worked up. There we go. All right, off the top, Halo Infinite. I did not get to play the preview or whatever they were calling it, the flight, the first time, but this time, looks like it's going live on September 24th. So September 24th is the next targeted Halo Infinite multiplayer preview. And all fully registered Halo Insider profiles as of September 13th, so you got a couple days, are eligible to participate. So I highly recommend you going to Halo. I think it's just Halo Insider. You can sign up there. Then you can get your profile filled out, and hopefully you'll be able to join in on the flight. I'm going to be playing it. I'm going to be checking this out 100%. I can't wait to try it. Super excited about Halo. To give you background on me, not a huge Halo guy traditionally. However, this game's got me really hyped, and it looks good. It looks fun, so I can't wait to jump in and see what all the hype is about with Halo. But what do you guys think? Are you gonna try out the Halo multiplayer? For sure, I would try it out. Okay. Well, that was just a quick off the top there. I want to make sure you guys knew about the Halo. But with that being said, PlayStation Showcase 2021. What a day for video games, right? Had so much fun. We did our first live reaction to the showcase on the channel. You can go check that out if you want to watch with us. We had a really good time. The chat was popping. It was a really, really fun day. But so much to talk about tonight. So let's get into the games. We're going to dissect and get into what they are. Most of this is from the PlayStation blog, but we're going to talk about all of them. So let's start. Off the top of our PlayStation Showcase review, I'm going to start with Project Eve. And Project Eve, I won't lie to you guys, I didn't know a lot about it going in. Let me start. Got it pulled up here so you can see old Project Eve. But what I'll say is it looks crazy, right? It looks really intense. And I'm going to give you a little synopsis here. This comes from PlayStation blog. In the not-too-distant future, mankind is expelled from Earth after losing the battle against the invaders called the Natives, spelled weird. To win back Earth, the player becomes Eve, the survivor of the paratrooper squad deployed from the colony, who must fight through powerful enemies with new comrades. We invite you to join Eve's adventure in the face of unknown creatures on a desolate, destroyed Earth. All right, cool. That sounds like fun. Eve will do more than slay enemies with style in her adventure. Master the terrain by scaling walls, sliding tactically, swinging on ropes, and more. As you make your way through this environment utilizing diverse actions, try exploring and acquiring treasures hidden throughout the world. As the game progresses, Eve acquires skills and items, growing stronger and stronger. This looks fun. From what my overall reaction to the trailer is, I had a really good time with it. It kind of surprised me. It looked kind of out of my element on a traditional game for me. However, you never know, right? As we see more of it, maybe I'll like it. What I will say is they gave no release date. They didn't say anything about a release date yet, so who knows when it'll come, but it was cool to see, and it caught my eye, so that's why I wanted to start with it. What do you guys think? Did you like Project Eve? Leave it in the comments below, and be sure to check out the other ones. All right, number 2 game. Shout out Mando Talk. Go check out Mando Talk if you don't know what I'm talking about. Knights of the Old Republic remake. They started the show with this, and I gotta say, I was hype. The reason I was hype is I never got on the Knights of the Old Republic train initially. I never really got to play it when it was coming around, and I haven't got to since. And I'm so excited because when they turn it, like, you know, the video starts and you see the sick dark lightsaber, and they're like, oh, it's the worst Jedi ever, or Jedi, worst Sith ever. It's like, oh man, I can't even talk. I'm so hype. But it got me really, really going. And here's what PlayStation Blog says. It says, a pinnacle of Star Wars Legends storytelling, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, let's change to we can see some Knights of the Old Republic, is set 4,000 years before the events of the original trilogy, and introduced a new story of new heroes and villains in an epic struggle for the fate of the galaxy. The team at Aspyr and Sony Interactive Entertainment have joined forces with Lucasfilm Games to bring you a remake of this classic Star Wars adventure. Notice, they are saying remake. It is not a remaster, which is very interesting. They're saying we're rebuilding one of the greatest RPGs of all time for a new generation with modern tech, features, visuals, and more, while maintaining the integrity of the story and characters that we've come to cherish. I mean, come on now. That sounds awesome, and it makes me so happy that it's a remake. They're touching the whole game. They're getting in they're remaking it for PS5 and PC. And they will say it'll be a console exclusive at launch, which I thought was a very interesting comment. I don't know what that means, if it's coming to Xbox, or does that mean like PS5, PC? What are they talking about? Excuse me. So, if you're not familiar with KOTOR, then you're in for a treat. The original Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic was a truly groundbreaking achievement. A diverse cast of characters to meet, multiple planets to discover, challenging battles, and cinematic storytelling. That sounds awesome, right? And just to go over who Aspyr is, they've worked on some other games that are Star Wars games, and they've brought them to modern systems, such as Star Wars Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Academy, Episode 1 Racer, Republic Commando, and yes, the original KOTOR. So these guys have had their hands on Star Wars for a while now. It sounds like they love Star Wars. There was a little like director interview or whatever. I can't remember what he was, but some sort of interview with the developer after the show, and he talked about how much they love Star Wars and how excited he is for this. And I'm excited for it. It gets me very, very hype, and I can't wait to see what they do with this game. Look at this shot right here. This is from the trailer. Ooh, let's go, as old Keller would say on Mando Talk. That is hype. That is amazing, and I can't wait. I can't wait for KOTOR for sure. Playing it on PS5 too. That's what I'm talking about. Whew. All right, 2 down. We're getting there. Next, Tiny Tina's Wonderland. I knew I was going to mess that up. I'm not going to get into Tiny Tina's Wonderland too deep because for me, it looked okay. But what it was is it looks like a Borderlands style kind of just shoot 'em up craziness. And I don't know, go check it out if you like Borderlands. But like I said, for me, I'm on the fence about it, but it does release worldwide March 25th, 2022. I want to make sure you guys knew that. Go check out Tiny Tina's Wonderlands if you think that sounds interesting. Okay. Yeah, it does look weird. Joseph Redden in the chat, it looks weird. I don't know. Again, I'm not a huge Borderlands style guy. I've tried Borderlands 2, I believe is the one I tried. But they're fine. I know people love them. Sure, whatever floats your boat. Okay. Next up. This one right here that we're about to go over was my surprise hype, is what I'm calling it. Surprise hype from the showcase. I was so impressed with Forspoken. Forspoken came on, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Now, what this is, it is from PlayStation Blog. Forspoken's hero, Frey Holland, is a directionless, gritty, yet street-smart young woman who has persevered despite her rough upbringing in New York City. And her life hasn't really gotten any easier now that she's about to turn 21. Things take a turn for the unexpected when she's magically transported to Athea, a land where fantasies and nightmares are suddenly very real. Playing as Frey, you'll need to harness newly discovered magical abilities to battle the terrifying monsters that inhabit the land. I mean, I know that sounds kind of general on the base. You know, you say that description, it sounds pretty general. Go watch this trailer. I highly recommend you check this out because, again, big surprise at how much I loved what I saw in this game. And this is just a screenshot from the trailer. So these are all screenshots, but it starts out and, you know, it's the girl on the train, and the graphics are amazing. These pictures do not do it justice. The graphics are incredible on this trailer. And you see her kind of talking, and you're like, oh, okay, what is this? And then she transports into this world, and she's got these, like, rings on her arm, and you're like, oh. And then she starts using these rings to do magic and jump around, and she starts, like, shooting bullets and stuff. Like, in this shot right here, you can see her, like, shooting stuff with the rings, and she's, like, throwing water balls at stuff, and it looks crazy. And Joseph Redden says, Magic Girl SpiderMan. 100%. She's, like, grabbing onto the rooftops and jumping around and going really high and swinging, and it just looks so fluid. And another vibe I got was Uncharted. When we were, you know, doing the live reaction, I think someone did say Uncharted maybe, but it looked like Uncharted to me, which is a huge compliment. And it turns out that one of the writers on the game is Amy Hennig. She is one of the creators of the Uncharted series, so that makes sense. She has the same vibes as Uncharted. It's written by one of the OGs of the Uncharted series. It's also written, the writers include Amy Hennig, Gary Whitta, who wrote Rogue One, pretty sick. Gary Whitta, he's on Kinda Funny a lot. I really like Gary Whitta. Allison Reimer and Todd Stashwick are some of the other writers. But yeah, the feeling of Uncharted and Spider-Man and Attack on Titan, shout out Dave Andrews in the live chat. But it looked amazing, and I was very impressed with Forspoken. I couldn't believe it. And another fun fact, they just keep surprising you with this game. One of the composers on the game is Bear McCreary, and if you don't know who that is, he is from the God of War 2018 game. You know, all that awesome, like, hymns and sounds that he makes, that's Bear McCreary. And guess what? He's doing the freaking composing of the music on this game. That gets me even more hype. So as you guys can see, I'm very excited about this game. I can't wait to see what it's like to play and feel, and the more we get closer to it, the more I hope I get hyped for it. It's coming spring 2022. That's the day it's coming out, or that's the time it's coming out. So pretty soon here, not too far away. The game looked, pretty great for being in spring 22. It looked great in the performance. This is her, like, jumping around in the air, making different things to jump on. I don't know. It's crazy. And then I'm assuming this is, like, the big bad of the game. It looks pretty sick. But that's it on Forspoken. I highly recommend you check out that trailer. It's amazing. It impressed me, at least. But let me know what you think. Did you like Forspoken? Throw it in the comments. Let me know. All right. Whew. I'm going to be talking a lot tonight, I'm going to tell you, because we're like halfway. Not even halfway. We're getting there. I'm having a good time, though. What a showcase. What a good day. All right. Next. Yeah, definitely a must-play, says Joseph Redden. 100%. I think so. Oh, and I think it's a PlayStation exclusive, I believe. I don't have that in my notes, but you can check me on that. I'm not sure. All right, next up. Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy are getting a Thieves collection. Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection. And what this is just Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy put together, coming to PS5 and PC, which is very interesting. Very interesting. Uncharted 4 is an incredible game. It's probably my favorite Uncharted. Maybe behind number 2. I don't know. 2 and 4 are really close, but I really, really liked Uncharted 4. And I'm happy to see that it's coming to PC. Very, very cool. It's actually being developed by Iron Galaxy for PC, and it's going to come shortly after the PS5 version. The PS5 version is dropping in early 22, and the PC version will come a little bit after that. But again, I'm going to say this a lot tonight. I highly recommend you play the Uncharted series if you can. And then if you have a PC, it sounds like you can get in on this, which is sick. I know there's some PC players out there, and this is worth your time. Buy this collection if you haven't played Uncharted. They're just masterpieces is what they are. They're cinematic masterpiece. And funny enough, I've never played Lost Legacy. So guess what? I'm going to be playing it, and I'm going to be playing it on my PS5, which makes me even happier. But super cool to see this. I think that's all we got from Naughty Dog for this showcase, which surprised me. Thought we'd get something, right? And we'll go over my predictions from another video. I'll put the video above me in a little card, and you can go check out that. But I'm going to go over my predictions and see how wrong and or spot freaking on I was. We'll go over that later. Okay. Rainbow Six Extraction is our next one. I don't have a fancy graphic for it because I'm going to be real quick. Looks really fun. Rainbow Six Siege is a good game. It didn't do it for me, but one of my best friends loves that game, and he may still play it up to this day. I don't know. He's played it for a long time. It's very much strategy and destroying walls and using your tools like a real strategy gunfight would be, right? And I don't know. It didn't do it for me. And Extraction looks like it's like zombies or virus are coming out, and you got to do the same kind of Rainbow Six stuff. If you like Rainbow Six, looks like a good time. If you don't, then there you go. But that's Rainbow Six Extraction. I don't mean to be short, but again, I'm just trying to get through here, and go check it out if you like Rainbow Six. All right. Whew. Take a breather here. All right. GT7 Gran Turismo is coming. And when's it coming? It is coming March 4th, 2022. They finally announced Gran Turismo 7. It is coming March 4th, 2022. And again, not a huge Gran Turismo guy. Driving simulators are cool and fun, but to be honest, if I do it, I play like Burnout, right? Burnout, Paradise City, Burnout. What's the Burnout one where you're like hitting them really hard? I can't think of it right now. Takedowns and stuff like that. What is that one? Whatever that one is, that's my favorite of all time. But what I will say, when I pull this graphic up, look at the lighting on these vehicles. They're amazing. The ray tracing on the daggum PS5 is looking hot. Looking hot. If you go watch the video again, I'm not sure if I can play videos live, so that's why I'm not doing it. I'm just showing you guys screenshots. But trust me when I say the lighting and just everything about the car looks amazing. And Taylor says that, David, we played Burnout constantly. Yeah, I played Burnout all the time. Burnout Takedown is the one that I played all the time. I love that game because they had the really cool mode where you could you had to make as much destruction as you could. So you'd have just like buses and everything in front of you, and you have to just fly into them, and then you could click a button and blow everything up. What an incredible mode. But I know Gran Turismo is going for that like realistic, really driving a car. They literally call it the real driving simulator. I love how that is. That a shot at Forza? I don't know. But yeah, this looks really fun. It is offering some really cool editor stuff, like so you can edit the car with stickers and decals or whatever you want to do with it. You can do car collecting. And then another cool note is they have very specific time and weather changes in the game. I think that's really cool. I hope it affects the car and how it drives and things. It'd be really, really fun to see that. But that's Gran Turismo 7. And David Andrews says, literally the best car game. Main goal is to wreck other cars. Just makes sense. Exactly. That's why I loved it so much, because you raced, but really it was just about taking out the other cars, right? It wasn't really about the race, and that was the best part about it. But Gran Turismo 7. What's up with that? What do y'all think? Did that look fun? All right. Moving on along here. Next one. Blood Hunt. Didn't really know much about this game. This looks fun. This looks so fun. What Blood Hunt is a vampire-style battle royale. And so you have different classes and different things like that. It's free to play, third-person battle royale game, and it's set in the Vampire the Masquerade universe. This is from PlayStation Blog. The story takes you to the old town of Prague, where rivaling vampire factions are thrown into turmoil after a treacherous betrayal, with both sides targeted for an annihilation by a secret society known as the Entity. You will have to use your supernatural powers, weapons, and wits to dominate the night and restore the masquerade. Blood Hunt has a performance target of 60 FPS on the PS5 and will make full use of the DualSense with haptic triggers, or adaptive triggers, haptic feedback, all the goodies you get. And you're going to have 3D audio. I have the 3D audio headset. The 3D audio is so impressive. I know I talk about the controller a lot, but the headset is awesome. And so that sounds really good. And it'll bring in detailed textures, high-speed SSD, you know, all that jargon. But basically, this trailer was hype. And Joseph Redden says, I wonder if you can play as the Entity side as well as hunt vampires. It sounds like, or at least the trailer looked like you might, because it has the shot where it's like the dudes with the goggles and they're like shooting and stuff. So I don't know if that means you get to play non-vampire. You can play as the other people. I don't know, but it looks pretty hot. It really impressed me. When it jumped on the screen, I was like, what is this? And then they started showing the gameplay of it and the fast pace, and you got all these different skills that you can be with your vampire. I was like, oh man, that's looking cool. You got Nosferatu. There you go. Pretty cool right there. And then you had this like awesome meat or butcher place where this person right here is like throwing knives and dashing around and killing people. It was really hype. Go check out that trailer. I gotta say, it was another big surprise for me. I have heard about Blood Hunt, didn't know much about it, but yeah, shout out Van Helsing, 100%, and that's okay. Go for it. It looks like they're going for it, so I can't wait to play this. Let's see. What do you guys think? Blood Hunt, you in or out? I'm in. I'm hashtag all in on Blood Hunt. Especially free to play. Come on now. I'm going to be trying that out for sure. All right. So the next two games are just going to be quick. I just want to talk about them as they showed up. Guardians of the Galaxy. I got to say, kind of disappointed in the trailer. I thought I would love it. The jokes didn't work for me. I did not understand what the story of the game is. Yeah, it's cool. We've got Peter Quill and these characters that we know, but they don't look like the ones we know. I know that's a big thing with Avengers, but it just still, it kind of has a disconnect for me. I'm sure when you play the game, yeah, Joseph Francis looks dumb, needs Chris Pratt. Maybe you're right. I don't know. I'm really on the fence. I want to give it a chance. The gameplay itself in the trailer looked fun. The gameplay looked awesome. If you were watching the reaction, I was saying, hey, show more gameplay because this other stuff just ain't working for me. But we'll see. We'll see with Guardians of the Galaxy. It's coming out October 26th, coming to PS4 and PS5. So, I don't know. I'll probably freaking buy it. That's just how I roll. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the reviews come out to be. And then the second one was this like 5 or 10-second trailer, like out of nowhere, and it's for a game by one of the people in Radiohead. I think Radiohead is making the game. It had a like really cool soundtrack and beat, had some cool shots, and then it was just like made by Radiohead and someone else, and then nothing. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, I don't even know if they gave us a title of the game. I think it just said like made by Radiohead and someone else. But those are the two quickies here. Next up, told y'all we were going over every game. Y'all thought I was playing. We're digging into it. Next up, we got Alan Wake Remastered. Now, we've already talked about this on the channel, but we're going to talk about it a little bit more. This comes from PlayStation Blog again. It's being released on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. It's the first time it's ever released on PlayStation. They keep saying that. And it was first released in 2010. Now they're bringing it. It's getting 4K. It's going 60 FPS. They've entirely reworked the character model, which makes me happy. Again, I love hearing that. I hate when they just throw a remastered name on it and just plop it out there. So I'm happy to see they at least worked on it a little bit. And this is one of the screenshots from the trailer. Again, looks pretty good. I probably will try it out. I think I saw on Twitter before the show here it's rumored to be $30 for the Alan Wake Remastered. Now, I can't confirm that. Y'all can tell me if I'm wrong or not, but I think I saw that it's $30. If it's $30, I'm all in. I mean, come on. That looks super fun. Very interesting concept. The trailer really worked for me. It did get me hype, and we'll see. Do you guys care about Alan Wake? I don't know. Again, I never played it. I've heard people talk about it, but never checked it out. So I'm definitely going to check out the remaster. Okay. Next up, real quick. GTA 5. They have been milking this cow for years and years and years. My buddy in college had it for the Xbox 360. And that was the first time I ever played it, was on his Xbox 360. And then they, remastered it or whatever they call it for PS3 or PS4. And then now, bam, it's coming out PS5 upgrade. They've upgraded fidelity and maybe frame rate and stuff. But, man, they are just... People keep buying it. People keep buying it. That's why they're doing it. It's always one of the top-selling games. I don't understand why. But everyone keeps buying Grand Theft Auto 5, and so Take-Two and everybody over there is just like, all right. Rockstar's like, all right, yeah, sure, we'll keep selling it. We'll remaster it for you. We'll throw the remaster name on it or upgrade or whatever you call it. We'll make you charge you for it, and then we'll keep going. And Joseph Redden says there seems to be a lot of remastered, not as many new games. I know. I agree. That's why the end of this showcase is about to get hype, because we finally got new games that are fresh and not just remastered games. They're original games that are actually, new and fresh and fun. And David Andrews says it's so boring. Joseph Redden, going to be like Skyrim. It is like Skyrim. It already is, man. They're still milking that one. And so they're going to keep milking Skyrim. They're going to keep milking GTA 5. MG21, give me GTA 6. I'm not getting GTA 5 out of principle. Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. Trust me, there's so many people buying it. It's crazy. Every time I look at the charts of like high stuff, it's like Animal Crossing, Mario, GTA 5, Call of Duty, GTA 5, Call of Duty. It's like, dang. But yeah, so that's GTA 5. And online, that comes, everything I just said, copy and paste that to online. Next up, we had Ghostwire Tokyo. And when we're watching the trailer, it was kind of weird. It's freaking me out a little bit. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't really understand. Had some really crazy visuals. As you can tell, I mean, kind of horror elements to it, right? Kind of weird. It's this first-person crazy like magic and something game. Let's just get into the description from so David Andrews says it looks incredible. It gives them anime vibes. Exactly. I will say that does give me anime vibes for sure. But I gotta stop saying let's see. Here's a description from PlayStation Blog. A mysterious fog descends upon Tokyo, causing nearly all the city's population to vanish. As an enigmatic, masked group takes responsibility, you're left with nothing but questions and waves of supernatural visitors to contend with. Using advanced hardware PS5, blah, 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 amplified in fidelity with ray tracing and 3D audio. Again, very cool. And the action's more immersive with the DualSense wireless controller. Yeah, I know. We know. It doesn't say much about the description of it. But what I will say, it looks fun. The release date for this is 2022 is all it said. So 2022 seems like that's obviously when most of these games are coming out. I would love to know how much COVID has affected all of them with the actual dates, because maybe this game would have came out earlier. I don't actually know, but I would assume that COVID is pushing everything we saw today, probably highly affected by COVID, right? I can't imagine trying to develop a game from your house. But I don't know. What do y'all think? Will I get this game? Probably not. We'll see what the reviews say, but I probably won't. Just for instance, creepy, I'm out. There were a ton of creepy games though. Yeah. In the entire, especially in like the middle part, it was like hype at the beginning, and then it kind of lulled with the creepy games, and then we got back to whoa games, right? Okay, we are moving along here. Next up, we had Deathloop. I saw this all over Reddit and everywhere. People were joking about Deathloop, and oh man, well, we're gonna see Deathloop again. Are we gonna see Deathloop? They're gonna show it, and I'm like, man, no, they're not. They're not gonna show Deathloop. No. They showed it, and it got like a 5-minute trailer. It got a ridiculously long trailer. I don't know. But with all that being said, the trailer looked great. It was a really, really descriptive trailer. It gave us an idea of what the game's about. It gave us the vibes of how quirky and crazy the game is with the time loop element. And you've got this other assassin coming after you. You got to kill all these people. It looks super fun. And I got to say, I think it sold me with this last trailer. It looked like a good time. And I guess they did what they wanted to do with showing it at the showcase, because it got more eyes on it. People that are on the fence, like me, maybe it pushed them over the fence, because for me, it did. It makes me hype. I want to get this game. I want to have fun. I want to go through the loop. And they were doing really cool things where you like hit the cans and the cans rolled out and then the dude tripped on it, which is awesome. I love environmental stuff, and just keeps you immersed in the game. And if you can do that with that, I guess, assassination dynamic, sounds like a good time. So I'm all in on Deathloop now. So I'm chirping them for putting in a trailer, but it worked because I'm sold on it. So what do y'all think? Did you like Deathloop? Do you think it looks like a good time? All right. Oh, all right, we're getting into heavy hitters now. It's game time. Insomniac Games. They have been absolutely killing it here recently. We're talking SpiderMan. We're talking Ratchet and Clank. We're talking Spider-Man Miles Morales. And then today, out of nowhere, they drop our boy Wolverine on us, okay? They're making a standalone game for Wolverine. Yeah. Get hype. Get hype. Now, I'm going to read the description of what they're giving us. It's not a lot, but then we'll get into it. Marvel's Wolverine is a standalone game being directed by Brian Horton, who was the creative director on Miles Morales, and Cameron Christian, game director, who recently led the creative efforts on Spider-Man Miles Morales, a game we're extremely proud of. Okay, there you go. Both of them. In the vein of our Spider-Man games, our goal here is to not only represent the DNA of what makes the character so popular, but also look for opportunities to make it fresh and truly reflect the Insomniac spirit. Even though Wolverine's very early in development, from what I've seen of it, it's an emotional narrative and cutting-edge gameplay. See what they did there. The team is already creating something truly special. Joseph Redden says, let's go! Favorite Marvel character? I think a lot of people are going to go insane for this. I was watching some other reactions after the fact. Same reaction every time. Everybody going. Because you see Insomniac, you're like, oh, okay, here we go. Oh, okay, Marvel. We're going to get Spider-Man 2. And then it says Wolverine, and he pops the claws out. It says Wolverine. You're like, oh, no. And it's amazing. What a great moment in the showcase. It popped every time. Every time I've watched it, it's gotten me hype. I love it so much. I highly recommend you go check out this trailer. It's very short. It's a CGI trailer, but man, it works because woo-wee. Because you get this shot of like the guy at the bar, and you're like, wait, what is this? And you see a bunch of people on the ground, and then the dude gets up with his knife, and you're like, what is this, Spider-Man? What is this? And then you see this dude, and then it cuts to this shot, and he just goes, fink, and you're like, oh, what? And then it goes, Wolverine. And I don't have a shot of a Wolverine, but in the bottom corner, that's what it showed. And everyone was just like, oh. So, yeah, Marvel's Wolverine. Man, what a good time to be alive. Man, I'm hyped for this. I'm so hyped. And I saw some interviews with the developers, and they were saying that this was one of the games that they had talked about while they were talking about Spider-Man. They were starting to develop Spider-Man, and they're like, what are some other games we could make? And Wolverine just kept coming up because, honestly, he's a great character and probably super fun to play with. Who's going to be completely different than Spider-Man. And they went for it, and they're doing it, and I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. But what do y'all think? Marvel's Wolverine. 2 questions. When will we see this game? And what do you think of the trailer? Let me know. And while you're here, be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to share with some friends. If you got friends that like video games, have them come hang out with us. We always have a good time, and I'm so happy to be here with y'all. But with that being said, let's move it along. Next up, Insomniac's not done. They said, oh, you saw Wolverine. Well, we're going to give you Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2. Bam. Bam. Joseph Redden says 2022 at the earliest, late 2022. No, I think this is like a 2024 game for Wolverine, if I'm being honest with you. Since they didn't even give us a date, and they said very early, and Spider-Man 2, they actually gave us a date, and it's 2023. I think it's 2024, if I'm being honest with you. Maybe 2023, but why? I don't think they would drop both games in the same year, but maybe they would. I think it's a 2024 game. But it worked. That little CGI trailer, and the fact that it's a CGI trailer makes me feel that way as well. But I don't know. We'll see. But Spider-Man 2. Insomniac ain't done. Spider-Man 2, bam. This is a really cool high-res screenshot that they showed on Twitter after the fact. You got Spidey with these sick arms doing his thing. The graphics in the trailer looked amazing. And then, bam, you get Venom. We get Venom. It's been rumored, it's teased, all that good stuff. And then in the trailer, Spidey and Miles are doing their thing. Here they are, they're fighting. Look like a little co-op action. They were, dueling one of these guys, and Spidey picks him up, and Miles throws him down. Looks awesome. If this game's co-op, I will cry. I will cry, first of all. But second of all, look at the graphics on the Spideys here. Amazing graphics on the Spideys. The colors, amazing. But then you get the guy in the shadows. You get this voice. And you're like, who is it? And I think in the reaction I called that it was Venom. But I was like, man, is this Kraven? Is it Green Goblin? Who is it? It's our boy Venom. Bam. He's looking good, too, by the way. Looking good. Just from this one little shot we get of him. Whew, he looks scary. He's going to be eating people. He's going to be crazy. Joseph Wren says, no way it's co-op. It'll be like God of War with Atreus. What I think is it's going to be flip-flop or choice. You're going to get to either you'll play as both of them 100% in the game. You'll play as both of them, in my opinion. But I'm wondering if they're going to give us a choice of, do you want to play with Miles or do you want to play with Peter? I think that would be absolutely sick if they gave player choice like that. And I think it would elevate the game even higher to the next level. I don't know, though. What do you guys think? Do you think it'll be like play as either? Or do you think it will go in and out as both? Okay. Spider-Man 2. Oh, and I forgot to tell you a little bit of detail about Spider-Man 2 here. Much of the development team that brought you Spider-Man in 2018 is coming back, including Brian Intihar, the creative director, and Ryan Smith, the game director. So that makes me super happy. I was very kind of nervous that Brian was not going to do it again because I know how big of a deal and how much stress. Like I don't know. I can't understand or even feel how much stress it would be to be a creative director on a game like this and what you have to go through on a day-to-day basis. So the fact that he's coming back makes me very, very happy, very impressed. And they're saying that today's game footage is just merely a glimpse at what's in store for the new abilities our heroes will acquire, suits they'll wear, and villains that will try to hunt them down. Ooh-wee. And we're getting the OG Yuri Lowenthal back as Spider-Man, and we're getting Najee Jeter back as Miles Morales, which is so awesome. Those guys do amazing work as those characters, in my opinion, and I cannot wait to see what they do with Spider-Man. Now, the only kind of Debbie Downer, 2023, right? It is what it is. 2023, let it cook, get it right. Do not rush this game because it's going to have to nail it. You got a lot riding on your shoulders now since you killed it with Spider-Man 1. Now you got to knock it even farther out of the park with Spider-Man 2. And so I completely get why they're pushing it to 2022, or not pushing it, but putting it out there to 2022. And they gave us just a little snippet tonight. But that's all I asked for. I said, just give me a trailer and give us a release date with a cherry on top. And that's what they did. Bam. They gave us exactly what I asked for. And I loved it so much. What'd you guys think of Spider-Man 2? Did it get you hype? Did me. All right. Last news segment of the night. I got to sit up for this one. God of War Ragnarok is here. The trailer is here. We finally get gameplay of God of War Ragnarok. And some really, really cool stuff was shown in this trailer. Now, this shot was released after the fact. It's the, cover art, I guess you could call it, for God of War Ragnarok. And let's get hyped because I am loving what I'm seeing from this trailer. It looks like it's got the vibes of God of War 2018. It's got the vibes of father-son dynamic. The graphics look incredible. Sorry, I'm going to take a drink. We've got snow. We've got, what's it called? Fimbulwinter? Which, as you know, maybe, I believe comes before Ragnarok or during Ragnarok. That's the signal that Ragnarok is coming. It's Fimbulwinter. And here's from the PlayStation blog. They say, the freezing winds of Fimbulwinter have come to Midgard, making survival for Kratos, Atreus, and Mimir in the Norse wilds even more challenging than before. While the last game built an enormous amount of trust and understanding between father and son, there's still a great deal of complexity in their interactions, especially after the revelation, spoiler alert, of God of War 1. So get out of here if you ain't seen God of War 1. Atreus' giant heritage and hidden prophecy only Kratos saw. Ooh, I forgot about the hidden prophecy. Get hype. Atreus is desperately curious. Like most young people, he wants to figure out who he could be. The mystery of Loki's role in the upcoming conflict is something that Atreus cannot let go. He wants to keep his family safe, but Atreus also doesn't want to stand by and do nothing while conflict consumes the Nine Realms. Kratos, still bearing the knowledge of his past mistakes, wants to spare Atreus the bloody lessons he learned from his conflicts with the gods. Yeah, he murdered all of them. He wants to keep his son safe above all, and their confrontation with Baldur has vindicated the belief that only tragedy will come from further entanglements with the Aesir gods. Whoa. We got Atreus. He's grown up. Him and Dad are fighting it out a little bit, yelling at each other in the trailer. You got some really cool new combat abilities that we saw in the trailer. He's throwing the axe. He's doing the really cool, like, using the chains or the blades to go up onto things, which I think is really sick and makes sense. And as you saw in the trailer, you got daggum Freya coming after you, Kratos. She's coming after you. Again, spoilers here, but you killed her son. She's pissed. She's coming for you. And she's really coming for him. They're on the dog sled, as you can see, and that lady is just jumping and swiping. No questions asked. She's trying to kill Kratos, and that was a great moment in the trailer, especially because it's so heartbreaking because she was such a friendly aura in the original game, or in the first game, and she was such a good person for Atreus, and you could just feel the love they all had. And then Kratos has to go and do what he does. The right thing, some may say, right? And then she's pissed. Doesn't matter. Killed her son. How dare you? She's coming for you. Then, the other baddie we saw in the trailer, Thor, is also pissed. I mean, who Mimir is calling the biggest butchering bastard in the 9 realms. Thor earned that title as one of the most powerful Aesir gods by wiping out nearly all the giants at Odin's command. Whoa. Thor, man. Ooh. I'm going to go over to some pictures here. Look at Kratos. Looking good. He's got some more leathers on. It's a little cold outside now, so he's covered up a little bit more. That's good to see. Just a little bit more. It's a really dope picture, by the way. Look at Thor right here. Dude, eat a salad or something. Like, come on. He's just drinking the whole time. He's just drinking. He's killing people. Funny enough, in that little director thing after the fact, they say he's left-handed. I love that he called that out. Shout out lefties. Christopher Judge is such a good voice actor, says Just Red. He really is. He's amazing. He's also, like I said, T'Challa in the new Avengers, Marvel's Avengers game. Kills it. Didn't even know it was him. He kills it in that role. And, man, just that grovelly voice, and he just gets real deep, and he's, boy. Like, it's amazing, right? So impressive. But Thor, wow. Can you imagine that dude coming after you with his hammer and lightning? Then you got Angrboda. I guess that's how you say that. And we come to find out that she is one of the last remaining giants. Fun fact, she's one of the last remaining giants. She is the mate of Loki and mother of monsters in Norse mythology. So that's a fun little tidbit there. We saw her at the end. Gave her a little teaser. Yeah, we'll see who that is. Then we got old Atreus. He's grown up a little bit. Still angsty. Still yelling at Dad. Trying to help. But I just love these character models. And then, of course, you've got Brock looking the same. You got Sindri looking cool. You got this new character of Durlin. He's got this crazy, like, octopus-looking creature. Very cool little snippet. And then we got our boy Tyr. Very interesting to me that they showed Tyr in the trailer. I thought that would be one of the parts of the game. They're like, we're going to go find Tyr. And then 5 minutes later in the trailer, bam, you've got Tyr. It's like, oh, he's going to play a big role in the game. That's very interesting to me. Then you got old Freya. She's not looking great. Not looking great. She looks very sad, very pissed, very upset. And, I mean, it sucks, right? What a crappy situation for her. Then you got our boy Mimir. Shout out Mimir. Throwing his quips in the trailer. Always talking smack. I love Mimir so much. He really did work for me. And I am so hyped for this game. I cannot wait. They did not give us a trailer or a date. But they did say coming in 2022. I believe I saw that on PlayStation blog or PlayStation Twitter or somewhere, but I believe they said coming 2022. Didn't give us a date or anything, but they did say that. And the original came out in 2018. So we'll see. And David Andrews says Tyr was hinted at in one of the murals in the first game. That is correct. Yep, you got the World Serpent doing his thing. Love him. And this shot is amazing, especially if you've played the first one. Jeez, I'm hitting the mic a lot there. Played the first one, you know it's a very similar shot where they're on the boat and now it's frozen over and you got all this chaos going on in the background. Very cool shot. And no, Tyr was on one of the murals, 100%. They literally call him out, and then you also see the other like Egypt and these different God of War symbols, which is so sick and definitely foreshadowing. We'll see where they go, but as of right now, to end up the night, that's all we got. That's all the games that at least I know of, at least I wrote down. Overall thoughts, loved the showcase. I thought it kind of lulled there in the middle, but overall, it kept me hype. It was really fun reacting with you guys. We're definitely going to do that more on the channel. I've had so much fun doing that, and I thank you guys for your support on that. But to finish up, we're going to see what I got right and see what I got wrong on my predictions. So the ones I got wrong, I actually got a lot wrong. Let's get into it. Number 1, we didn't get Infamous. We didn't get Crash. We didn't get Spyro. Didn't get Jak and Daxter. Okay, great. Those were reaches anyways. Then we did not get a Final Fantasy. Completely surprised by that. And we also got no Hogwarts Legacy or Last of Us multiplayer. I really thought we would get The Last of Us. I really did, especially since we didn't get any Naughty Dog. I thought we would get Last of Us multiplayer, but we didn't. We didn't get nothing. Then we also didn't get Horizon Forbidden West. Very surprised by that since it's coming out soon. They just pushed it, I believe, to February, I think. And then we didn't get anything from them. I really thought instead of Deathloop, they would do Horizon Forbidden West. They didn't. But the ones I got right are the ones that were kind of obvious, right? Spider-Man 2, we got that. And I also got the release date of 2023 correct. Not very hard to do, but hey, we got to take the dubs when we get them, okay? Got that right. So Spider-Man 2 and the date. And then we also got Ragnarok and a trailer for Ragnarok. But I said they would give us I said they wouldn't give us a release date, and they didn't, which is very interesting. They just said 2022. So we'll see. Well, they didn't say 2022 in the daggum trailer, I don't believe. They just said it after. So that's where we got right on our predictions. Got a lot wrong, got some right, but it's always fun to predict. And that'll be it for the night. No gaming. We're done. News, showcase. What a good day to be alive. What a good day to be a gamer. Thank y'all so much for showing up tonight. I've had a lot of fun talking about this. Feel free to share this with your buddies or whoever you want to. Be sure to subscribe. Hit that like button. I want to keep the conversation going after the fact. Don't be afraid to tweet at me on Twitter, VG Nightcap. And with that being said, thank y'all so much. See ya.